No matter how many times they come, you're not gonna be like, oh no, I don't want you to come.
I'll make them stay.
Never. But like, it's just common, like I said, common courtesy for you to at least call before you come. And as a parent, you should understand, okay, if I'm coming 2-3 times a week, maybe it's getting a bit too much. As a parent, you should have the understanding. You should understand, look, they're a married couple, let them crack on with it. Understand?
No, bro.
I don't agree. I'll be honest, I really don't agree.
Bro,
Like,
as a parent, you put yourself in that shoes. All right.
That's a new start.
Yeah, man. Right, guys, welcome back to the show. It's your boy Answer.
It's Sakib.
and your boy Hobbs.
And you're tuning in to the After 5 Club. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Boys, let's get straight into this week's episode.
Straight into it. Right, lads. I'm going to kickstart it, yeah? So, today's episode is based, or the main hot topic is Rishta versus family.
Take away, bruv.
Nice, yeah? So, basically, obviously, just to give a little bit of backstory to it, it's all going to be to do with, obviously, Desi is trying to find Rishta, trying to find their partners, the most appropriate ones, the most compatible ones, and whatnot. And how family involvement is important in that, whether it is or whether it's not. And that is the main question of today. So, the first question, is family involvement important when doing Rishtas? What's your initial thoughts on that, and then we can obviously expand further in.
Right, so we talking like arranged marriage thing.
Yeah, arranged marriage. Yeah.
Arranged marriage.
Because, bro, you know what? Sorry, bro. So basically, the thing is, obviously, there's a lot of love marriage. Yeah. With love marriage, we don't need to talk about family so much because obviously, I mean, of course we do, right? Obviously, with
we don't do haram stuff.
We don't do haram stuff. But the thing is, right? You know, with love marriage, of course, you know, whether the family's compatible or not, most people just set that aside, and you know their families end up making a compromise there. But for example, in the most typical way, which is introductions, and when families are seeking here, there, and whatnot for their loved ones, in that process, is it important to consider family?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so, because your mum and dad know you best, innit? They know you best. So them trying to get involved into who your actual suitor is, I think it's quite important because they know your strengths, they know your weaknesses. Not to the T, probably not to the T, but like they do know pretty much everything about you.
Yeah.
All your good things, all your bad things. So like I think they probably have in mind what a good suitor for you will be. So I think going into it from the get-go, I think you should involve your parents, and they should be involved in the Rishta process because they're gonna guide you throughout the process, innit?
It's an interesting point. That's a very, very interesting point. Hobbs, you got anything to add to that?
I think, again, once I said was to the T, I completely agree with him. I feel like when you're getting married, you're essentially marrying the other person's family as well. It's not just it's not necessarily you're just marrying the person.
Sorry,
He always, man.
I'm just marrying the other.
You are.
Sorry, bro. No, it's true. Of course. It's. I mean, but bro, some would say that's a once upon a time thought process, right? Where basically, you know what, you're marrying into someone's family and this that, and therefore, you know,
what's the today's upon a time process then?
Bro, I think times have changed, man. I think times have changed nowadays. I think, you know, yeah, bro. Look, you know, otherwise we're gonna skip things, right? So I'm gonna let's stay in order. Let's stay in order, right? So obviously your point, what you said, 100% very valid. You know, parents, they do know their children's quite well, and of course they want to sort of try finding the appropriate person for them according to them, which is fine. But you know, in today's world, you know, I think people are moving away from that whole sort of, you know,
getting parents involved,
and people are trying to sort of, you know, just opening their own sort of applications on like Muzmatch and on all these, I don't know, there's like halal dating apps and all that sort of stuff and whatnot, and you know, it's gone away from the traditional way. So do you I mean, in your opinions, do you guys think that's a positive, or do you think we're heading towards the wrong direction over here?
Yes and no, because I think if you're looking for someone yourself, you don't have the pressure of parents looming over you that, you know, what my parents are going to think about this person. So you're going a bit more freely.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I would still suggest parents get involved, because the reason why, is when you go into Rishta as the guy and the girl, you're going in with like the the idea of that, okay, this is gonna be my partner, right? But then your parents are looking at it from your point of view. They're looking at it from your benefit, right? So they're gonna start seeing things that you might not see initially, right? So if you're meeting a girl, right, you go, oh, she's lovely, she's beautiful, this, that. But then your parents might be, oh, you know, I'm not really sure about how the way she spoke to me, or how she said this or this, that. You know what I'm saying? So they might pick out things that you might not necessarily see initially.
A wise man once said, it's the wise man once again, yeah? So the wise man once said, when you go for a rishta, right, and you see the girl, you need to look at the mother first. Sorry, I'm like giggling a little bit, right? So you
Why these own inside joke?
A wise man once said, a wise man once said, when you're going for rishta, look at the mother, because the mother is going to be what the product is going to be.
The product.
Wow, the product.
That's what the wise man once said.
The product, yeah,
the product. Right? So basically, so basically, what the future could possibly look like from the girl is that basically look at the mother. That doesn't necessarily mean in terms of appearance. That could even be in terms of personality,
character,
and stuff like that. Because I think, you know, generally speaking, you know, we do learn a lot from our parents.
Yeah.
Right. And I think mostly I would say a lot from our mothers, man. Probably more so from our mothers, whether you're a boy or girl, like as in generally speaking. But yeah, so coming back to the point, I think that's absolutely fair. And you know what, I totally agree with you. In my personal opinion, I think you're 100% right. It's good to have parents' involvement. They may be able to pick up on certain points which basically you may be, you know, your vision may be sort of tunnel visioned, and you may not be able to see the sort of holistic picture. So in that sense, 100%. But I think what's scary nowadays is that a lot of boys and girls, they don't want involvement of the family right from the start. So, or even on the application, they don't, bruv. For example, a rishta is going to happen, right? First time they're coming in, whether that be a boy or a girl, let's just say a girl's family's coming in to go see the boy, right? The families welcome them, sat them down. They're not interested in the family. They don't want to know anything about the family. They just want to see the boy. They want to know what the boy's got, what the boy's bringing to the table. Do you know what I mean? Nothing else matters. Do you think that's a good stance? Do you think that's like a good position?
Again, same thing, bruv. Yes and no, because like if you're focusing on the boy, right, at the end of the day, bro, like it's the boy that the girl's marrying, in it. So the boy is gonna be living with the girl. It's the boy that's gonna be looking after the girl. So of course they want to be focusing in on the boy. But why would you sort of disregard the parents, because the parents are gonna have a good influence on the boy as well, isn't it?
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So it's a bit silly for you to disregard them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, because bro, look, there's you know, like nowadays there's a lot of applications. And you know, people write down CVs and whatnot.
I actually want to see them applications,
bro. I've seen a few.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a few.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the dangerous ones.
Is it like legit, like LinkedIn, like
bro? No.
Applications?
It's like a CV, like a job application. Like, you know, I want this person to have this. I want that. I want this, that, blah blah blah. And you know what I'm looking for, what I offer, and no, whatnot. So it's like a whole sort of checklist where people end up putting in. But yeah, so I think a lot of these there's proper organisations as well where don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure Regent Street Mosque, they also do like applications, right, where you can sign up and basically you can send your CV to them and apply for a job. No, I'm only joking. So apply for a rishta.
Can I ask? Do you know, like these applications, for yourself, like, would you consider that process from the get-go, or would you like try and see if you can find someone yourself before you actually go down the application process?
Bro, you know what the thing is? Yeah, I think it's tricky. Because the thing is, if you try finding someone yourself, how are you supposed to find them in the first place? What is your social network? First of all, you're limited to your social network. So I think it's good to have that sort of avenue where basically you can tap into and see people outside of your social network. And, you know, like, for example, you know, people from even outside of your community, even right. And it's kind of allowing you to see the other side of the world that maybe you may not have seen. Like, do you know what I mean?
The reason why I asked that is because these applications, like these apps, like these Moz Match and all these kind of apps, not to put them down, but they're kind of coming across as social networking apps anyway. The look and feel of it is pretty much the same.
Yeah,
So I'm saying,
yeah.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, normally people would find each other on, I don't know, Insta or something like that, right? It's not becoming any different if it's like going to be following the same sort of process, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's true. But the only thing is on like Insta, and you know, like all these other social media places.
Your
obviously,
intentions isn't clear.
Your intentions
Yeah,
are very
yeah.
unclear. Whereas over here, you know, you're down for business. Like,
Ready to rock and roll, bro.
ready to rock and roll, ready to settle down. If so, like, as in, let's go. Oh no, here we go. No, I'm sorry, let's cut that shit out.
Keeping that in, I don't care. I'm keeping that in. No, it's done.
But yeah, no, you're right. So obviously with those, like, you know, it's of course it's designed for people who actually do want to settle down. But of course we all know it's not always used with that intention, unfortunately, which has kind of ruined that platform, I reckon.
Stuff a lot.
Yeah. But okay, fine. That's fine. Yeah. So okay, so let's just imagine now. Yeah. A boy and a girl, they do find compatibility in that sense. Yeah. They go for a rishta, they get to know each other, and after they get married, they move out because the girl, of course, on her application, she put down, you know, I want the boy to have his own household, want limited involvement from the family, and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, he's done that. It's cool. He's done that. Now he's moved out. What if, like, for example, the girl... The boy's mother or the father, they come visit or something like that, and the girl starts getting irritated.
Often.
Huh?
Often.
I don't know, like
Once a week.
Say for example, but the thing is, how often can be dependent on one's tolerance, right? So, like, for example, for someone, once a week might be too much. For someone, once a month might be like reasonable. Do you know what I mean? So basically, how and where do you actually draw that line? Do you know what I mean? But okay, let's just say, for argument's sake, if someone's parents are visiting maybe twice a week, just for a couple of hours a day. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that's too much? Do you think the wife, for her to get irritated at that, do you think that's reasonable, or do you think she should have a voice there, or what do you reckon? It's so these are areas which we haven't really discussed, and that's where
it's quite important as well. It's quite important.
It's very important.
Because these are often areas where people end up having arguments.
Yeah,
you know, involvement from the guy's parents, sir, you know, typical bahu sas, all that sort of stuff. Like, do you know what I mean?
Sas bahu.
Sas bahu. Yeah. So it's just interesting to know. Obviously, there's lots of people who settle down as joint families. We're not talking about joint families over here. We're talking about even after even if you're not living together. You know, some women or men, because bro, it can work both ways. It can work both ways. So even like, for example, the girl's family, they can be coming around very often. And you know, it can bother the man, or it might vice versa. So it's just interesting to know, should there be like a limitation to that, and if so, what should be the limitation be?
I think it comes down to how much they're involved in it. If they come in, let's just say they come in just like you said, twice a week, but then they only come to visit, slum, just chill for a little bit, have a chai, and that's it, go back. Right? I think that's minor, bro. That's okay. But if they're coming back, they stay in over, they're like picking things out, like maybe you shouldn't have the kitchen there, or you should have the table there, this, that. So they're having too much involvement, that becomes too much in it. And then it comes down to whether the husband and the wife, they need to sort of sit down and be like, right, we just draw the line here. Like, maybe twice a week is a bit too much, or maybe you should reduce it to once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks. Literally, it depends on the involvement. And as the parents, they should understand how much they're getting themselves involved as well. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. Maybe they're coming in purpose to be like, oh, you know what? All right, you've moved out, fine. I still want to have some sort of control over like my son's life. Just because you moved out doesn't mean that we don't have you under control. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
And it happens, bro. It happens. It happens. But yeah, it comes down to communication, man. The husband and wife need to sit down and sort that out and talk about, right? Even the girl's side, how much their parents are coming over. They need to talk about, okay, maybe it's best maybe just once a week or once or twice or once every 2 weeks.
Bro, how can you, like, as in, the thing is, it's fine, you know, it's fair enough, like as in them two, they can talk. How are you supposed to relay that message to your parents?
If it's the girl's family,
Very awkward though, isn't it?
yeah. But if it's awkward, and if it's having an issue on your relationship, then it doesn't matter how awkward it is. The conversation needs to the conversation needs to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if the girl's family are coming over, right, and then the guy is like, oh, listen, like, it's a bit too much now.
Yeah.
Listen, I just want our privacy. I want our privacy. Like, at least maybe just come once every 2 weeks, calm. But like, if you're coming twice a week now, it's getting too much. We come back from work, I just want to chill with my wife. You get me? So the husband's needs to communicate that to the wife, and the wife needs to relay that information back to the parents to be like, okay, look, this is this is the deal. Like, maybe you guys can, not in a bad way, but like, just know, like, we prefer it if you guys just reduce the amount of times you come back. And I don't think the parents should take any issue with that, because that's your household, bro. Like, you have control over who comes in and who doesn't come in. Do you get me? So why is that an issue?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't quite.
So you see that?
I can't say that.
So for example, right now, let's just say.
Actually, what I think.
It's a really, really tricky one.
Go on,
The way you're
let me
wording
think.
it, man. I
You
don't
know,
know.
I've been listening to you guys have this conversation, right?
Yeah, he's been sitting there
On the
silently, bro.
sideline.
He's
And-
bubbling, he's cooking.
Do you know what I'm saying? No, the truth is, right, and I'll probably say this again. Most people won't agree with me, but I don't agree with a single thing you guys said.
You guys,
Both of you guys.
bro. I didn't say nothing.
Okay, what the majority answer?
Go on, explain.
I think that's just disrespectful.
How is
Like,
that disrespectful?
bro? At the end of the day, right, you got to think about it like this: like, who brought you into this world? Your parents.
Yeah, but not.
They raised you your whole life. They raised you. They fed you. They sacrificed their whole life for you. And you getting married, you just want to come out and now put demands of, oh, my mom can only come visit me once
Yeah,
every
yeah,
month.
yeah.
That's shameful for me in my eyes. Like, that's something that I could never accept. Like, but look, there's obviously so many different factors. For example, yes, if your mother is that type of person who can not damage your marriage, but can affect it. But generally speaking, just generally speaking, your mother's there to support you, and as long as all they want, or your parents, is for you to be happy. So for me, like, in an ideal situation, let's not talk about, some parents, they can be too involved and all of that stuff. But just generally speaking, like, my dream is when I'm married and say if I have my own place, my door's going to be open. Whenever they knock, it's open. They can come, and I hope it's the same situation as well for my missus as well. Like, I'm not going to tell, it's unfair if I tell my parents, yeah, they can come whenever they want. And then if my in-laws' parents, they come once or twice, I'm getting angry. For me, it's a case of both doors are open. Feel free to come whenever. I want you guys to witness our marriage and be happy with us getting married and living our life. Like, that's my dream. My dream is everyone happy together, bonding.
That's sick, yeah. But now, bro, like, you being married to your missus now, yeah? You're newlywed, for example, right? You're newlywed, yeah? And now you just come home from work, right? And now you and your missus are chilling, right? And every week it's a habit of your parents or her parents, whichever way, it doesn't matter. They come unannounced. They just come twice a week, right? At the start, it's going to be fine, right? It's going to be calm. But then after a while, even your missus is going to be like, but it's a Wednesday evening, like, let me just, like, so let's just chill. Like, you don't need to have any visitors come in. I'm not saying in disrespectful way to any parents at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, as a parent, you should understand, okay, the newlyweds, let them get on with it, right? Okay, let's have a moment, maybe Friday evenings or Saturday evenings, whenever, once a week, once every 2 weeks, it's calm. Why not? No one's saying no to that. But the couple still need their time to grow the relationship. And I don't think it's an issue for you to bring it up to the parents to be like, Mom, Dad, look, we're newlywed, this, that. I don't mind, like, if you come over once or twice a week. I'm not saying you can't come at all. I'm saying you come, that's fine. But, like, just know, like, this is our relationship. We're trying to grow it, right?
Bro, can I just say, yeah? So obviously right now, so far, I've had a little conversation. I've heard your thoughts as well. In my personal opinion, bro, I think if I had to lean towards one side, I'll probably be leaning towards Hobbs' side, and like that's mainly because, bro, I think I'm with that thought that basically I can consider that a little bit disrespectful, right? To the point where basically limiting your parents' from coming into your house. If anything, we, you know, if for example, your missus or yourself have got that mindset that, you know what, I want my own independence, this, that, whatnot type thing, then you know what, you need to change your thought, man. You need to change that thought process. You're right, 100%, Hobbs. I agree. Like, as in, you know, these are your parents who've raised you your whole life. They've given you everything from the get-go, right? And then now all of a sudden, setting limitations. You know, they've also got an attachment towards you, right? You know, they might want to visit their daughter. They might want to visit their son, you know, twice a week, and twice a week isn't that much, especially if that too is just, it's like in the evening for a quick little tea or something like that. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not as though they're sleeping.
I'm not saying it's a big deal. I'm not saying it's a big deal. I'm just saying if they come announced and after a while it's going to become an issue, and your missus comes to you and says, look, like they just come unannounced.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
what's the problem in it?
Okay, so bro, even in that situation, right? Say for example, if the missus got an issue with that, bro, at the end of the day, I've left my whole family for you. I've moved out.
Bro, listen.
Right? When we're not living in a shared house, if somebody's visiting during visiting time, let's just say like you know, during sociable hours, I'm talking like before 9 p.m. I think that's perfectly reasonable. I understand if they're staying till like 11 o'clock, you need to go to bed. Go to bed. Do you know what I mean? Right? But my parents are staying in that living room. They're chilling with me. They come visiting their son.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a problem with that. If
No,
you,
but
if
if
you don't want that, if you don't want to be part of that presence, you can go to your room.
No, as a husband,
Yeah.
As a husband, if you're obviously your main priority is your wife
And your parents.
No, but over your parents is still your wife, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's your duty to look after your parents as well, right?
Say that bit again.
As a husband,
Yeah.
your priority is to look after your wife over your parents.
As a husband,
As a husband,
your wife, as a man, both.
What,
yeah,
you
as
talking
both.
About, you talking about in general or
in general. As a husband, your main responsibility is to look after your wife, but obviously it's to look after both, right?
Yeah.
But now, if your missus is saying, right, it's getting a bit too much now, I feel uncomfortable that they're coming twice a week because I'm chilling. I want to be like within your presence, and once or twice a week. Twice a week they're coming over and they're staying for a couple hours. Like, I need my own privacy. You have a right to speak to your parents and be like, Mom and Dad, like let's calm down a bit.
But I think you should fact check you should check on your, I think it's more, if your missus says that, okay, look, say for example, you've had that conversation, missus having that conversation with you saying, you know, it's getting a bit too much. That's another thing, right? Another thing, the other side of it is you just saying no. Like, I just need those days for me and my wife. But if your missus, if you're feeling it's having an effect on your relationship, it's all about communication. You speak to your missus and you say, okay, then come to an agreement where for example, you have fixed days. Okay, so these days is the days where you know, you invite your parents. You can have a conversation with your parents and say, look, Mom, we're busy during these days because we have work and this
is what I said. You got to communicate that to your parents, innit?
Yeah, but I think for your missus to first say that for let's say 2 days a week and your missus is unhappy for a few hours, like, I first think you need to have a deeper conversation with your missus, because that's something which for me, I feel no reason why a woman would say it's getting too much, because when you're getting married, you know that you're not married. Like, everyone has parents. Like, everyone has a parent, and it's like, how would she feel if, say, for example, you say to her, "Oh, your parents are coming in twice a week now, but it's getting a bit too much." I'm assuming she wouldn't be that happy. She'll be like, "What do you mean? It's my parents."
No, but she would understand as well, because it goes both ways.
No, but bro, the thing is, right? You're talking about priorities, yeah? Priorities of your wife as opposed to your parents. Yes, you're right. Once you're married, right, you got to prioritize that you know, you're able to look after your missus, you're able to look after your children and all that sort of stuff. I get that. But what I'm saying is, what are the main priorities there? Being able to provide a roof, being able to provide food, shelter, warmth. Yeah, bro. Apart from that, of course, yes, bond as well. I get that. But the bond doesn't take priority over your parents.
No, I'm not saying it does, bro. But I'm saying, as a husband, you still got to listen to what your missus is saying, innit?
Yeah, you're listening.
Understand?
You're listening, but doesn't mean you have to agree.
But what's stopping you from going to your parents' house and be like, okay, fine. If my parents want to come over twice a week, why don't I go over twice a week?
Yeah, that's an absolute fair suggestion. And bro, if you had said that from the get-go, I would have said, yeah, that's fine.
Because look, I love my mom and dad to bits, yeah. But my mom and dad would understand. Like, if I said to my mom and dad, look, mom and dad, look, I want to stay with my wife, and then I would appreciate if you only come like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, 100%. I know they, for no doubt at all, they would understand it. They wouldn't even like they would understand the situation, or understand the actual process I'm in, right? They wouldn't even think twice and be like, oh, okay, fine, I'm gonna come unannounced, come twice a week, let them crack on, right? I'm pretty sure they would still expect me to come home and visit them, maybe once or twice a week, right? But I would have no doubt in my mind that they would want to come and in not even interrupt, but just like be in that sort of presence. Do you understand?
I'll just finalize with what I think, because I just feel, for me, again, everyone's different and everyone situation is different. But just for me, I don't think that would not even come to my mind. I could never ever communicate or tell my parents, maybe come once a week or not. Like in an ideal situation for me, I want my house to be open range. I want it to be like, you don't even have to ask. I want you to come. That's part of bonding. Like my bonding with my missus is not just with her alone. Her alone time she will always get. But it's about bonding with my parents bonding with her parents. And that's what I want. Like for me, ideally, I want everyone's bonding to be with to each other, spending it with each other.
But it's not about the timing. It's not about how much you're coming over or they're coming over. It's about if it's having an issue in a relationship.
Bro, why? My question, the thought I'm having is, what will cause it to have an issue? Because,
like I said, if they're coming over every couple of hours and they're not like, it's not like, oh, they just come have a chai. They're just chilling. Like, where's,
and I'm happy there's your parents.
Yeah,
like for me, I want them.
It's not even your parents. It's maybe their parents as well.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That's like,
this is why I disagree, man. This is why I disagree.
Look, and I know, look, it's fine. Everyone has their own opinion. Again, everyone is different. But for me, it's like the things I get most excited about when it comes to marriage is the fact that, oh, my in-laws, my missus's wife, not my missus's wife, my missus's parents are coming over and they feel comfortable. That should be the end goal. Like, I want them to come and treat this as if it's their own home. Like, it's about family, and that's what matters to me the most. And I hope, and we all hope that obviously your other half is understanding in that, and they're in the same vision as you, in the sense of they want everyone to be happy together, everyone go to each other's houses whenever. Obviously, I feel like it's common courtesy to call before you come and just say, listen guys, are you home? Are you free? Can we pop in? And then of course, by all means, you'll always say no because you're parents. But okay, yeah, that's what I feel anyways.
Because ideally, like, obviously, you're never going to say no to your parents.
Never
going to say no.
No.
Right? No matter how many times they come, you're not going to be like, oh, no, I don't want you to come.
I'll make them stay.
Never. But like, it's just common, like I said, common courtesy for you to at least call before you come. And as a parent, you should understand, okay, if I'm coming 2-3 times a week, maybe it's getting a bit too much. As a parent, you should have the understanding. You should understand, look, they're a married couple. Let them crack on with it. Understand?
No, bro.
I don't agree. I'll be honest, I really don't agree. As
a parent, you put yourself in that shoes.
I'm gonna say it, yeah. So like, say for example, bro, I can understand, yeah. For example, if you're living under one roof, right? There could be various reasons why someone could be stepping on each other's toes, yeah. And if that's the case, then fair enough. And bro, nowadays, boys and girls, right, to avoid that situation from happening, they're already agreeing to move out. But you've already taken that step, right, in moving out. You've got your independence, bro. You're spending day and night with each other. That's cool. You're getting visitors, bro. Do you really want to be isolated to that extent where basically, you know what? You got to seek permission to come to my house first.
No, it's not permission, bro. No one's saying it's permission.
Yeah, but bro, that's what it sounds like. Because the thing is, look, at the end of the day, bro, who's gonna be the most closest to an individual? It's gonna be their parents, not the siblings, not their friends. It's gonna be their parents. And bro, if for example you're setting a limitation on a parent, then bro,
that's so sad,
man. That's actually that's
it's
deep.
Not sad. It's not
that
sad.
Is deep, man.
Let's give you as a parent. Yeah. Your son's married now. Yeah. Are you seriously telling me you're gonna be visiting your son 2-3 times a week?
Yeah.
Chilling there for a couple hours for what? For a reason?
Bro, if I want to.
Son, what are you doing? What are you getting up to?
Bro, I'm not.
TV. What's the need? Let them crack on with it, bro. Let them crack.
Do you know one thing? I'm just gonna say something. I think for me, right, when I'm getting married, I would never ever want to be in a position or ever have that feeling of my parents, that feeling of, oh, why are they interfering or them interfering? For me, when I get married, I'm so shocked with what you're saying. I can't even
How is it
explain what
shocked?
I'm
I don't
saying.
understand
Do you know
it.
why?
I
'Cause-
honestly don't understand
Do you know
it.
why? Because
Like as a parent, like example, if I was a parent,
Yeah.
and I'm like going over to my son or my daughter's house every couple weeks or every couple days every week, I'm just chilling there, just chilling on the sofa, just chatting.
but you're not. But
like I feel like I'm interrupting. I feel like I'm just intruding for no reason. What's the need for me to be there?
Bro, I get that. Like for example, if they had plans and now their plans are ruined,
Forget
or something
plans,
like that.
forget
But
plans.
bro, if you've got plans, then you can just simply say, like, "Oh, mum, dad, look, you guys chill, whatever."
We're just going out.
And we we just have to quickly pop our hair or something like that. Bro, parents ain't stupid, bro. They'll get the message.
Yeah, but then
If
why
that's the
do I
case.
need to put myself in that position in the first place? Like why am I there in the first place? Like if I'm just there, if I'm going over to visit, okay, I'm visiting, right? I have a cup of tea, right, and I'm going home.
Bro,
That's
how
it.
would you
That's
like?
me.
How would you like it if your parents say to you, book an appointment before you come to my house?
No, but that's not the point, though, bro.
That's what it's
That's not the
sounding
point. Because if I'm gonna go at least once a week, right? I'm just chilling, have a chai, have a little chit chat. So I'm gone. What do I need to be there? What do I need to be there for a couple of hours? Because what you're doing is, you're being in the husband and wife sort of vicinity, right? They can't do
Bro,
what they
their
normally
vicinity
do.
is the bedroom, not the living room.
No, but you're not getting the point. You're still within the household, innit? Like I don't want to be there. Like you gotta, if I need to be there, I need to be there. Just let them crack on with it.
do you know what I would say to this? And again, it's to all the viewers as well. You know, with what Ansa says, always remember the one day. You know, say you still have your parents here, they will not be here one day.
Oh,
No,
Hobbs, bro.
listen.
Relax, bro.
No,
Relax.
no.
I'm not saying any disrespectful
Listen to what I'm saying because it's true.
This guy's taking it to extreme
you can't-
levels,
look,
bro.
we're all having our own opinions. Everyone has
Yeah,
their own opinions, so you have to let everyone say what their opinions are. So my opinion is, bro.
Chuck me under the
No,
bus.
because
Wallahi, chuck me under the bus.
my truth is, look, the worst feeling you'll ever have, right, in the future is, say for example, when your parents are no longer here, you're gonna wish they came uninterrupted. Like, I'm just being deep because
No,
it's the truth.
it's true.
Like,
It's
I'm,
true.
You're right.
You know,
You're
correct me if I'm wrong, right?
right.
But trust me, while your parents are still, like, I'm not saying it to you. I'm just generalizing, right? While your parents are still here right now, and this is the problem with our youth nowadays. They're not valuing the importance. It's true. They're not valuing the importance of their parents because once they're long gone, you're gonna be living with so much guilt.
Hobbs.
that-
I'm not saying you're being disrespectful to your parents. I'm not saying you shouldn't go over to their house and visit them and look after them. Right? They come into your house, right? Right? And if it's your missus in the house, there's no need for them to come 2-3 times a week. You go over to their house.
Yeah, but bro, look, the thing is, before it gets to that, we would want to know what's the reasoning.
Reason about what?
So, for example, what's the problem with the parents coming around?
What is the issue?
What is the issue?
For me, right? I have no issue. If my parents come into my house, I have no issue whatsoever.
No.
But if my missus is saying, look, they come in 2-3 times a week and it's getting a bit too much, I'll be like, all right, cool, mom and dad, this is what missus said, and I
It's
kind
getting a
of
little bit too much, and that's it. You're speaking to your mum. Would you not speak to your miss and first find
obviously,
out?
I would want to understand
find out,
why.
like, why?
But then if she says to me,
What's
look,
getting too much about it?
I want to chill with you, your parents doesn't need to be there. If they come in 3 times a week, that's fine. For me, that's fine. I was like, mom, dad, look, this is what she said. I'll come to your house.
So
It's
then,
done.
but then, by you going to her house, it's still not changing the view of her wanting to spend time with you because now you're going.
Because I'm gonna take my
stepping
missus
away.
with me. I'm gonna take my missus with me and go to my parents' house.
Bro,
I'll chill
I'm
there.
sorry, but bro, if I was the parent, I'll be like, no, don't bring your missus now.
I will. It's fine. That's
Do you
fair
get what I'm
enough.
trying
That's
to
fair
say?
enough.
As in,
That's
I'm
fair
just
enough.
simply saying, bro, she doesn't want me to come around your house. Tell her not to step foot in my house.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's
Like,
fair
I
enough.
feel, bro, I don't know, man. Like,
That's my opinion, bro. I think a lot of people agree with me as well. I'm
Do
pretty
you know
sure.
what? Another thing.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. There's a lot of people who agree with you, and that's the reason why we're talking about it.
And do you know the people? No. Do you know the people that would agree with you? You've got a point because again, you got to remember that not all mums are the same. Some mums, unfortunately, as much as they're your mum and you love them, sometimes they're very traditional and old-fashioned, and they can jeopardize your marriage. Like there are mums like that. So you have to kind of first, you have to mature within yourself and think really deeply about your own mother, whoever it is, whether your mum is someone who can get along with your missus and you can work together, or if it's someone who will always cause problems.
But then, bro, this is the thing, isn't it? As a child, everyone knows what each member of the family is like. Like, for example, bro, I know what my older brother's like. I know what my older sister's like. I know, if I was to introduce a friend who my friend could easily become more comfortable with in terms of my family member. Do you know what I mean? Right, whether that be my mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever. So the same way, an individual person can easily work out what, this is a trigger. This can potentially be a trigger for my mom, or this can potentially be a trigger for my dad, and therefore avoid. Right. So in that sense, bro, 100%, I get what you're trying to say, right? But then, this is how you're supposed to draw the balance as well, right? Like, as in, I forgot the point. Bro. I forgot what I was trying to say. bro, what were you saying?
I forgot what I said.
For me, yeah, your responsibility is your wife and your parents as well, yeah?
Yeah.
If I know I've got to look after my parents and I got to look at my wife, I've got to look at both sides, innit? And then both sides have got to understand I'm stuck in the middle, right? And that's always the case with husbands.
That is always the case.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So if my missus is on one side saying, oh, your parents are coming over too much, they're visiting too much, yeah? Fair enough, I get your point, yeah? I'll feel bad for my parents, right? But then my parents are saying, oh, we want to come over, or we want to visit, right? I'll go look after them as well. Make it easy, bro. You go visit them. Take your wife with you. You go visit. Go chill there for a couple hours.
Okay, no, I heard that.
That's a fair.
I heard that. That's a fair suggestion, right? But okay, so now let's just say your missus says, yeah, answer. You know what? Your parents, they come around too often, man. My parents only come around once a week. Your parents come around twice a week. How does that sit well for you?
That's fair enough.
What?
It's not fair for her parents to come once a week and my parents come twice a week.
But is someone stopping her parents from coming twice a week?
Who's stopping them?
I'm asking you. Nobody stopped her parents from coming twice a week. That's only because they choose to come in once a week.
My parents coming twice a week, or they're her
Your parents are coming twice a week.
Yeah.
Her parents are coming in once a week.
Yeah. So?
But so she says to you, look, my parents only come once a week.
Yeah.
Your parents come twice a week.
Okay.
Like, I think your parents are coming a little bit too much.
Yeah.
What? I'm just curious. What's your response going to be?
What would your
there?
instant reaction be?
That's fair enough. I understand. I understand why you're upset.
And what would you do about
I'll
it?
be like, all right, cool, that's fine. If you think my parents are coming too much, that's fine. Come. Either you bring your parents twice a week, or I'll cut down my parents coming at least down to once a week. Simple. It doesn't need to be complicated.
He's still single?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be
Wrap him
complicated.
up if you can, innit?
It don't need to be complicated. It's just honesty. It's just common sense.
Do you know what? I hope you for me, the first question is you first need to understand really, truly, and why your missus feels like your parents coming twice a week out of the 7 days of the week you've got with each other.
The thing is sometimes it doesn't even need to be an issue. Maybe there's no issue at all. There's no issue with them coming over. They just want their privacy. Simple as that.
But
as a woman, as a wife, I think she's in her own right to say that.
But you got to understand another point as well. Not you, but just there's another point to it as well. Is for majority of the person's life, whether it's the guy or the girl, you lived under your parents' roof. So why do you have such an issue now, quickly, just because you're married? Like, just because you're married, it's like you don't want to see your parents as much because you want your own space.
It's not like that. You're getting married, bro. You're sharing a life with another person now, right? So this is why they call you half your deen, because that person's sharing a life with you. So whatever they say, you got to take that on board. It's not like flipping, my rules still apply after marriage. It's not like that.
So how I think a marriage should be is whatever you're doing before you're married, you just continue, but now you're doing it with an extra person. It's not necessarily
but then her thoughts and her mindset and everything, you got to take that on board as well. Have you not?
Of course, yeah.
No, bro, you have to 100% take her thoughts and her mindset on board 100%. As well. But it's about you also using your own mind as well, not just going by everything what the other person's saying.
And that's fair enough. I understand that.
Yeah. So like for example, I'm not saying your approach is incorrect or anything like that. But I'll like just say, for example, if I'm married and my wife says to me, look, your parents are coming around twice a week. My parents only come around once a week. Can you ask your parents to come down a little bit less? Or whatever.
What would you boys say? What would you boys say to that?
Bro, my response would just be straight up that, look, there's no competition. If your parents want to come in twice, that's up to them. No, don't tell me to cut back my parents.
If we're talking about fairness,
I'm not talking about fairness. You're talking about fairness.
But you have to be fair.
Why do you have to be fair?
No.
Just because her parents are coming in less doesn't mean my parents have to come in less.
But then she's gonna be like, okay, fine, I'll bring my parents twice a week as well.
Bring them.
Even better.
Bring them.
And that's the response then, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's fine.
So that's fine. You can bring them. But just because your parents ain't pulling their weight, don't tell my parents to push back.
So what did I say?
You said I'd either cut them down.
One day.
Either, innit? It's still the same thing though, isn't it? It's either or. It's either or, innit?
Bro, look. So say for example, yeah, I move out now, yeah. Forget parents coming, yeah. Forget parents coming, yeah. Hopefully, bro. Hopefully that situation will never bother anyone, right? But let's just imagine the actual question that I actually had written up was actually more the other way around. Say for example, you're married and you're visiting your parents. You've got other responsibility for your own parents, right? So you're going and fulfilling those responsibilities. It could even be something as little as doing their weekly shop for them. It could be something like, for example, going in and just tidying their house for them, or just helping tidy them, supporting them, clean up the house and all that.
Yeah.
Your missus got a problem with that, and she says, "No, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Listen, you know what? I'm getting fed up with this. You're always trying to go down there. You're always trying to help out down there. You've got your own house. You never ever do the vacuum over here, but yet you're doing it down there."
That's where you got to draw the line, bro. That's where you have to draw the line. Because if you're going over to your parents' house and you're helping them out, again, it comes down to responsibility, doesn't it? Your responsibility is to look after your wife and your parents. So you're fulfilling both sides. So she shouldn't have a problem with that. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
That's a very simple one, that is.
Yeah, in honesty, that's that was the question. But bro, it's a very typical
Some people
issue.
don't feel like
it's a very, very common issue. There's a lot of women who complain that, oh, you know what, you're taking time out of my time, you're taking time out of our family, you know, this is your household, you got your wife, you got your kids, and you know what,
it's a different story. It's a different story if you're going over to the parents, doing all the housework there, and you're not doing anything in your own house. That's an issue. That's when it is an issue.
Yeah, but bro, you're going round to your parents' house because they're old.
Yeah,
because they're older.
What's stopping you from doing that from your own house?
Your wife ain't old.
The issue, no, but bro, the issue.
Your wife ain't old.
You're not fulfilling your duty at home.
No. Yeah. Hang on a minute.
I have to agree
Wait, one second. One second. Look, you've gone to work. You come back from work, right? You're also human, yeah, right? But at the same time, you've also got your parents. At the end of the day, bro, her parents, they may be well abled at the moment. 5-6 years down the line, her parents may need help. But I'd never ever stop my missus from going to her parents' house.
No,
Impossible. Impossible. And I don't think anyone should. Right? Because, you know, as children, doesn't matter whether you're a boy or girl, everyone should be going out there and supporting their parents. Everyone should be helping their parents. And, you know, bro, that's the biggest reward. That's your heaven right there, man. Right? So, you know, if anything, everyone should really be grasping that opportunity as much as possible. So in that sense, bro, but what I'm saying is, so, say for example, if it's the other way around, I've got a sneeze coming. I don't know. I'm not normally allergic to bullshit, man. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, right.
That was good.
But say for example, right? If it's the other way around. Now, say for example, my missus, my parents, they're fine, right? I don't need to go out there and go help them. But my missus, for example, if she's going around to her parents, they need the support right now. Go do what you got to do. That's their right over you. Do you know what I mean? You got to do that. But at the same time, if I know my wife is going out there to support her parents and she's going to be fully exhausted, I'm not going to leave 50% of the household work for her to come back and do in this house.
So you're going to do all the work?
Of course.
I would try offloading her as much as possible because I'm thoughtful. The fact that she's going out there, she's going to work, she's going to her parents' house, looking after them. She's got kids as well. I'm going to deal with them as well. I might as well try supporting around in the house as much as possible to offload her.
Completely agree.
Right.
So I'd also expect the same vice versa.
But then you wouldn't do it the other way around. So if you went to your parents' house and did all the chores there, but you wouldn't come back and do the chores at home.
Yeah, of course.
You're not understanding.
You have a.
But that's what you said literally 2 minutes ago.
I twisted the scenario. So
but you're saying your missus can go to her parents' house, do the chores
to her parents' house,
but then you do all the chores for her.
As much as you can.
As much as I can. Because bro, I don't have to go to my parents' house.
That's fine. So but then when you go to your parents' house, so when you do chores there, but then you wouldn't do any chores at home. Yourself.
I never said that.
Because that's what you said 2 minutes ago.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I would expect just the same way. I'm trying to offload her in the main in our central house.
But then you say your missus was able, and she can do it herself,
bro. Look, this is our house. This is my parents' house. This is my wife's house.
Yeah.
See that cup there? That's how much support they need, right? So she's going over there. She's supporting her parents. She's coming back, and I can't. I'll be selfish if I don't tidy up the house. If I don't offload her from the household work she's got to do over here. What I'm saying is the same. If I was to go to my parents' house because I need to support my parents, and she's not supporting her parents, I would expect the same for her to also try to offload me at home. That's what I was saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. No,
Go on, explain.
bro,
Go on.
it's common.
Why can't you do both? Why can't you do both?
Okay, look.
Bro,
As a
why
man,
can't you do both?
No. As a man,
Last week we said as a man we're supposed to be doing responsibilities.
100%,
Blah, blah.
100%.
Why can't you do both?
you can do both. But she's saying
Take both of these two out,
Yeah.
100% 50-50. Well, I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah.
it, bro. I'll support in the house, right? And and to be honest, it's not in about 50-50. I'd be supporting my missus, for example. If I know she's having a bad day, I'd be supporting her. And same, I'd expect her to support me, as I said last week as well, right? That, for example, if I'm having a bad day, I'd expect her to overcompensate, right? But what we're saying over here is we're adding another mix in it, right? We're adding parents responsibility. They're getting older. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about in about 15 years time, 20 years time, maybe some point in the future. When our parents, when they get old, they need more support. I don't know. Her parents might need more support sooner than my parents, or my parents might need support sooner than her parents. Bro, whichever one needs support, the other person should be offloading in terms of the household responsibility. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the
Yeah,
point.
but
I'm
I get
trying to
that.
say.
I get that. But obviously, if you're going over to the parents' house, obviously your parents are less able to do household chores.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. You go to their house, do the household chores. But can't you come home and still do your part of the chores as well?
you should.
Why is it? Why is it think? Oh, she's able. She's more able. Why is that? Why is that a thing?
She should be doing it out of love. That's what love.
Why is that a thing though? Just do your part of the chores anyway.
Bro,
Why can't you do both?
You know what you're saying is, yeah. What you're saying is, in a marriage, you should have set chores. You need to do this. I should do this. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah,
to me.
realistically, that's how it should be moving
So
forward.
basically, you know what? If for example, you end up getting temperature and you become bedbound for the next like 5 days, I don't care. I'm gonna leave your work piling up. I still just got to do my bit, my 50%.
Obviously, you have your days, don't you? You have your days where that's gonna happen. But I'm saying moving forward, most of the time, generally, that's how it should
Yeah.
be.
But this is what I'm trying to say. So, for example, if my partner is become bedbound for 5 days,
Then obviously
I'm
you
gonna
do her
try
part, of
to
course.
support
Yeah,
her
that's
part.
obviously that's when that's on days when she's
Yeah.
not well.
So now the same way, for example, if my wife is gone to her parents' house to support her parents, I would want to try offloading her work in the household.
Of
And
course,
this is
of
the
course,
way
of
partnership works.
Of course,
right?
of course,
So
100%.
basically, you got to support each other.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm trying to say.
I was just arguing your point because literally 2 minutes ago you're like, oh, if you went to your parents' house, you do your work, but I'll still come back. Why should I leave half for my wife or something like that? Didn't you say that?
But I think it was misunderstood, bro. 100%. I think you misunderstood it. What I said originally,
Because you said she was capable, right? She's capable of doing the household chores.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat what I said. Yeah.
Go on.
What I said was, because I started from one side. Afterwards, I added her bit. What I originally said was, if my parents need support, I'll go to my parents' house. I'll support them, and then, if for example, if I'm doing that and she's not going to her house, she's not going to her parents' house, I'd expect her to try offloading my duties in my house. That's what I said.
Okay, fair enough. Fine. Because I thought you said, okay, if you're going to your parents' house
Yeah.
and doing the chores there, right, and she's capable of doing the work at your house, right,
Yeah.
I shouldn't come home and do any chores at my house. Basically
No.
what you're trying to say. I thought that's what you're trying to say.
No.
I thought you were talking about capabilities here.
No.
No.
I wasn't trying to say capabilities. But I was just simply saying that as husband and wife, we shouldn't be setting conditions. We shouldn't be setting, you know what, this is your responsibility and only your responsibility. If you want to do your parents' work, that's fine. You do it.
Yeah.
But don't expect me to pull my weight just because you're having to do extra.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so glad we cleared that. Bro, one of us would have looked like a rat fool on screens. But yeah.
Bro, it's difficult nowadays because you know what? Some girls are very like, they really feel too entitled sometimes. In the sense of in the sense of when they're married,
Yeah.
it's like for them, they're just thinking about them and their husband. Like at the end of the day, they completely. It's like some women just forget about that they have, they even have a family. And
Bro,
at the end of the day, it's like for me,
but
it's
hold
just
on, come on,
wild.
man. You have to understand it as well, man. I get what you're saying, but she's left the house, come to live with you as
You've
as
also left your house as
You
well to
left-
live
but
with
you,
her
as
as well.
bro, you gotta come on, bro. As
No, no,
as
no.
a man,
No, no,
as
no.
a man, bro.
Bro.
As a man, you have still have responsibility of your wife and your parents. So you're still on both sides.
Bro,
She's
now
left
the-
the house completely.
So-
She left the house completely.
So
So have you though, bro?
yeah, but
I-
you're
I
still
can't-
you're still responsible for your parents as well.
She's responsible for her
She's
parents
responsible
as well.
for her
Yeah,
parents.
but
as
not
well.
the same. It's not the same as
No,
a
no,
Exactly.
why not?
It's
Why
not
not?
the same,
Bro,
bro.
it's 100% the same.
Guys, when a girl leaves her house, right, is literally, even in today's day and age, she's literally cocooned into her little family.
For me,
She's
how it
cocooned
feels
into her
is-
family.
What?
She's cocooned into her family.
By choice.
It's not by choice,
That is
bro.
100%
It's
by
not by
choice.
choice. It's in
Bro,
Islam as well.
nobody's, bro, nowadays,
As a woman, obviously she still has to look after parents. That's fine, right? But it's not to the same extent as a man is, because a man still has responsibility over his parents as well.
so does a girl, bro.
Yeah, but not the same way.
I think
It's not the same.
Answer. Today, bro, if we were living 20 years ago, it would have been different. Your argument may have been valid. In today's day and age, bro, I think girls probably look after their parents more than boys do.
Yeah, but it's not her responsibility to do that though.
Why? Who said?
It's in Islam, bro.
No,
it's in
it's
Islam.
not.
It's in
It
Islam.
does not say
as
anywhere.
as a daughter, son, whatever. Obviously, your parents are still like your parents. You still have to look after them.
What if a parent doesn't have any son and only has got 4 daughters? Are you trying to say they're not entitled to care because they don't have any sons?
No, but that's what I'm trying to say, bro. I'm trying to say
Yeah.
like when she gets married,
Yeah.
right? She's not responsible for her parents like that.
Bro,
The same
of
way
course she
the
is.
same way the son is,
Bro, she is.
bro. It's not like that, bro. It's not. It's actually not. The son has responsibility
According
over
to
the parents,
who, bro?
But yeah, it's in Islam. Trust me.
No, no, no,
Trust
no.
me. I'm gonna bring Islam to
Bro,
this.
don't-
I'm gonna bring
don't
Islam
quote
into
that,
this.
don't quote that,
I'm
I
gonna bring
beg you.
Islam into this. I'm gonna bring Islam into this.
No.
It's true. It's true. It is true. You have to admit, bro. It's true.
I don't.
Because as son,
I don't know. You know what? If you're quoting it, then that's fine. Yeah, but
and I'm gonna bring
bro,
it up as well. I'm gonna put on screen or something.
Otherwise, you're gonna cut this scene out. Yeah.
No,
No, we'll keep it.
nah,
Look, at the end of the
nah.
day, let the viewers decide as well, because again, sometimes
There's a reason why
times
men
have
have.
changed.
There's a reason why there's more responsibility on a man's shoulder than is on a woman's shoulder, and this is the exact reason why.
Bro, look. All I'm gonna say is, yeah, as parents, yeah, I think it's a blessing to have daughters, right? It's a humongous blessing, and the reason why, yeah, because bro, daughters will look after their parents so much more passionately, so much more,
100%.
There's so much more caring compared
100%.
to a son is,
100%.
right? Like it's unbelievable, man. Like so in that sense, bro, I think in all honesty, I personally, it just doesn't sit well with me that, just because you're a man.
Because like, you got a son, you got a daughter, yeah? Right? Your son's married off, has a family, cool. Your daughter's married off, she's married into the husband's family,
Yeah.
right? Out of the two, who do you think has more responsibility to come and look after you and your wife?
they're both equally
Bro,
responsible.
it depends.
No,
if
there's
you're
no
looking at
depending.
it
No,
culturally.
you tell me who has more responsibility to look
Both.
after you.
Bro, both.
No, bro.
100% both.
No, man. The daughter's gone now. She's
Where-
married
where's she
off.
gone? Where's she
She's
gone?
married off.
And
So?
What do you mean so?
So just because she married off, she can't
That's
come-
her family, bro.
that's not her family.
Bruv,
She's
As
a
a family.
bruv,
When
listen.
you get married, your responsibility of your daughter gets transferred over to the husband.
Bro, wait.
Am I right or wrong?
Responsibility.
Yeah. Am I right or wrong?
for responsibility for what?
Responsibility for what?
To look after.
No,
To look after.
no
Yeah,
way.
to look after. Yeah, it's in Islam, bro.
Even though it's in Islam, if bring Islam or not, I'm
When
just
you
being, I'm just doing it as a human
as a
being.
parent, your responsibility to look after your daughter after she gets married, it gets transferred over to the husband. The husband's
yes.
responsibility to look after
Yeah,
the daughter.
the husband's responsibility
Yeah.
to look after the daughter.
Yeah.
But it's still,
Right.
but the responsibility for the daughter to look after the parents doesn't get.
Yeah, but then
transferred
that's what I'm
over.
saying. The responsibility is not. It's not like a reciprocal thing, because your responsibility as a parent is to look after the daughter, right? And that gets transferred over to the husband.
Yeah.
But then the same goes other way as well.
No.
It's not the daughter's responsibility to
No.
look
It
after.
is the
her.
daughter's
It's not the same
responsibility.
way. Not the same way as the son is.
It's the exact same way.
It's not. Trust me, it's not.
I'm not trusting you.
I'm not trusting you
I'm
as
not
well,
trusting
bro.
you. Wallahi, answer. I'll be
bro,
completely honest.
look, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, yeah. But like, I'm pretty sure it's in Islam as well.
For me, like, look,
I'm pretty sure it's
let me
Islam.
just say one point, right? For me, Islam aside, everything aside, you're talking about humans.
Yeah.
Let's not bring religion into this. As a human, it's not even a duty. It shouldn't even be written for you. You shouldn't want to do it. Do you
And of course, I'm not saying you
bro,
shouldn't be
forget-
wanting, but I'm saying in that scenario,
Yeah.
the son or the daughter, who are you gonna expect to look after you.
The technically is you're meant to technically
No, technically, as a son and a daughter, who are you gonna expect to look after you?
Both. I'm not
enough,
gonna pick
fair
and choose saying, "Oh, my son, because you're a man, you have to look after me more." Because
No, that's
for
calm.
me,
That's fine.
I think
that's
50-50.
fine. Because as a parent, for me as well.
Yeah.
For me, if my daughter's married off, that's her family. I'm not gonna have any expectation of her to come over from her family to come look after me. For me, it's gonna be like, all right, I've got a son, yeah, and this is me not putting women down or nothing like that, right? For me, it's like that's my son. That's more of his responsibility to look after my parents.
No,
Now,
bro,
let me
bro,
just say
bro.
one point.
First of all, I hear what you're saying. Because traditionally, I mean,
I don't even think it's tradition.
I mean, you're quoting Islam. I personally think that it's more culture, right? That basically, yes, the Indian culture, years and years ago, the woman was married off. However, the in-laws are, that's it. That's you're gonna be living traditionally. You know, you're gonna be moving into that household. So basically, you just adapt yourself into that household. That's no longer the case no more. Right, where people are not getting married into another household. You don't have to let go of your daughter the way you used to 50, 60 years ago, or even 40, or even 20, 25 years ago, 30
even
years
15 years ago.
Right, you're not actually letting go of daughters nowadays. And even those who were once upon a time quoted, you know, rukhsati ho rahi hai meri, my daughter's going and all that sort of stuff. Bro, you're gonna see your daughter the next day. Your daughter's gonna be around the next day. She's probably gonna see you more than he's gonna see his parents. Realistically, in today's day and age, because everyone's moving out of their parents' houses. Right? So that whole culture, that whole, you know, rukhsati, that tearful rukhsati that everyone goes through in these rukhsati videos and all that sort of stuff, I don't think there's as much emotions attached to it as what it used to be once upon a time. Right? And that's mainly because they're starting a new life together. She's not going into someone else's life and, you know, gonna become embedded part of his household. They're gonna create their own new household.
Yeah.
And everyone knows. Let's face it. When, for example, a man and a woman they move into their own household, realistically, you know, the woman in most cases does have a final say. In pretty much a lot of things, right? For example, how she wants the house decor. For example, how she wants to do stuff, how she wants to run the house, what product she's bringing into the house. Pretty much, the man is probably going to be a laid back person, right? And the woman's mainly going to be taking charge in that sense. So, bro, in fact, she's probably been given more full free reign than anyone else.
Okay.
So what's there to be sad about? What's there to actually think? You know what? She's she's married. She's had a rukhsati, you know, closed off now. If anything, she's got more freedom. She can come back and visit me a lot more in today's day and age in comparison to like 20, 30 years ago.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I hear you. I understand. But then again, like I'm gonna stick by my word, bro. Like when a girl leaves her family, it's more of a sacrifice for her to leave her family than it is for the guy. So I think again, it comes down to responsibility. As a guy, there's more responsibility on your shoulders to not only look after your wife, to look after parents as well. This is what I'm saying. As a guy, that's why a lot of times the guy is always in the middle. He's like, oh, I gotta look after my wife, but I also gotta look after my parents as well. And he's just always stuck in the middle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Let me
ask.
my final opinion. Just
Go on, go for it.
So my final opinion, please. Let me just finish what I'm saying. Is, say for example, I'm a parent and I've got a son and a daughter, right? And say my daughter has got married off. I would expect her to look after her in-laws as well as myself and my missus, for example. Say that's my daughter. Likewise, my son, when he gets married, I will expect him to look after me and my missus as well as his in-laws, parents as well. Like, I feel like, of course, before, back in the days, it was, the woman's leaving the house. The woman has to solely, take care of her husband and her husband's family. But I feel like nowadays, how I would see it is both man or girl, they have the same responsibilities to look after not just your own parents, but also your in-laws' parents. Like, the man has for both parents and also for the girl. And I think that's how it should be.
So, bro, I can't say that I agree with you there.
Okay. No, but again, I agree. But bro, you're always talking idealistically, innit? You're always talking in an ideal world. Bro, but that doesn't happen all the time, bro. That's not the case.
It doesn't happen all the time. But
very rarely it would happen.
Very rarely. And you most people, I'm telling you, I guarantee most people would start off like that, right? Time goes on. You get married a couple years down the line, right? things just happen, things just get in the way, and you can't sustain that.
Sustain what? Looking after your parents?
No, it's just looking after both
parents.
sides, not even looking after parents.
Right now, you said
Why not?
you said your expectation would be if it was your daughter getting married, you'd also expect her to look after her in-laws.
Of course.
That's like, of course now.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, bro. The thing is, look, if you're gonna be doing that, then I'm guessing with that mindset, if you've got a son, you'd also be expecting your daughter-in-law to look after you. Or is that not the case?
Yeah.
Because it needs to be reciprocated, right? Like, then
yeah,
if that's
of course.
the expectation. I'm just guessing. So, bro, what I'm trying to say is that.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Yeah. Not agree, but yeah, I'm 100. Like, yeah, your daughter-in-law.
So this is what I'm trying to say. That the thing is, I can understand. Yeah, as children themselves, you can have an expectation from your children to look after you. I don't think it's fair to have an expectation from your daughter-in-law, your son-in-law, to come around.
Let me rephrase that. Okay, I would in an ideal world.
You need to get out of this ideal world, bro.
Because
we're living in
sad.
the real world, my G.
The only problem is, and that's why whenever you're in those situations, you need to tell yourself you've got a duty. You know, like when I get married, like for example, when I get married, I'm gonna look after my in-laws' parents as much as I'm gonna look after my own parents. I'm not doing that because I feel it's because I want to, and that's how everyone should have that mindset. And whenever you're feeling low, you need to check in with yourself and be like, listen, and you know, I'm marrying the person I love. Of course, me loving them, I'm loving their family. I'm going to look after their parents. If their parents are in a situation or whatever, and my missus, we have this communication, say she's working, because we're not being ideal. Imagine she's working, because in an ideal world, you want her to stay at home. She's not being ideal. I'm going to go and fulfill those duties.
Hobbs, you know what the thing is, yeah? That's a very cultural mindset, yeah? And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with it. There's some people who have that mindset, and there's lots of people who actually want that mindset as well. Right, so there's no right or wrong with that. If you've got that mindset, I hope like of course you know ideally you want a partner who's gonna also have that mindset. But bro, if you don't find that partner who's got that same mindset, bro, it'd leave you very disappointed, right? And unfortunately, this is the case with a lot of guys nowadays. This is the case with a lot of girls nowadays, right? When they're going in with one mindset, but unfortunately, once you're actually living with the person, you realize that actually, you know what? They can't be adjusted to the mindset that I've got.
I think what needs to happen is then these are key questions that you have to ask before you get married. Because I'll be completely honest, like me just being honest. Say for example, I had this conversation with a potential person that I'm going to marry, and that person says, "Oh, I'm not going to look after your parents." That will be a red flag for me instantly.
But wait.
Yeah,
what? Go on. Sorry.
No. As in, yeah.
Why would you want your wife to look after your parents when you can do a better job at it?
You didn't get my point. I'm not doing it. For me, it's not the case of her actively doing it. It's her thought behind it is knowing that, okay, I will treat my parents just as much as she would treat her own parents. It's not, that's your parents.
But it's never the same, bro.
That's your responsibility. No, it's never the same, but you want it to be as close as you can to the same. That's your goal. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. It's not actually, you have to go and help my parents.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm here to do that, but what I want that love there to be the same where, say, for example, if I wasn't here and something was to happen to me, I know that my missus can take my position.
Bro,
do you get that point behind what I'm trying to say? It's not necessarily doing it to, like, having
it's the thought. It's the thought.
Yeah, it's the thought. That's what, and what would make me. That's once. Yeah, for me, like I would marry that person if they had that kind of mindset. But you never know.
Bro, look, the unfortunate fact is, that, bro, I'm sure I've said this before, but I'll just say it again. That unfortunately, as much as a man would want to treat his in-laws just the way he'd treat his own parents, or vice versa, even with a woman, for example, if unfortunately, obviously, everyone would love to treat each other's parents as though they're their own. But the realistic fact is, bro, you can't, bro. There's a sound difference, and for example, bro, you can have an argument with your parents. Your parents can literally get angry with you, offend you, say whatever they need to say to you. you'll easily forget. You'll easily, bro. It's not about a matter of forgiving. You know, the next day you'll be back to normal. But for example, if someone in your in-laws touches a nerve, right? You're not gonna forget. Do you know what I mean? You'll forgive, but you won't forget. So that's the only problem, man. Like, as in, you know, for example, when it comes to marriage, there's certain sensitive relationships, right, that can easily be triggered. Do you know what I mean? 100%. Right? And you know, once it's triggered, and every time it gets triggered, it literally just brings your relationship worse down.
Keeps
down.
knocking.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, lads.
All right, guys. Just before we wrap up, I've got Bakwaas news to share with you. Quick one. This week's Bakwaas news. All right, guys. This week's Bakwaas news. Guys, do you know who Kaka is? The footballer.
Yes.
No.
Kaka. So Kaka, he's a footballer.
Brazilian
Footballer. In his time, bro, he was the best in the world. Yeah.
His time.
No, I said in his time.
Oh,
This guy's a Desi and a half, bro.
New boy.
I thought you said his time.
In his time, he was a football and a half, right? He was the best in the world, yeah. So basically, he was married to his wife.
Oh yeah.
His wife, literally a couple years ago, came out with a statement, yeah. So he's got a wife and he had kids.
No way.
Yeah, and his wife now came out with a statement and said, this is what the report was, yeah. Kaka's ex-wife reveals the reason she divorced him was because he was a perfect husband. Let me read that. In her own words, Kaka has never betrayed me. He always treated me well. He gave me a wonderful family, but I was never happy. Something was missing. The problem was that he was too perfect for me. So basically, let me just quickly give you a rundown, yeah?
It's deep, bro.
Let me give you a rundown, yeah? Man. So this Kaka, he's married to his wife, kids and everything, yeah? And now after a while...
Did you dump him?
Just listen, bro.
Yeah.
After a while, she's like, listen, Kaka, can't do this, bro.
No,
you're too good, bro. You're too good to me.
You're too good, man.
You're too perfect.
No.
And now Kaka's distraught now. He's like, oh, what do you mean? What's happening, bro? And she's like, oh, you're too perfect for me. And now she's sagging. She's saying, oh, you know what? You're too perfect. I don't get divorced with you.
Yeah, man.
She got divorced. Yeah. And now basically what's happened now, yeah? No, what's happened now is now she's basically divorced him. Kaka's now like he's because he's Christian, he's against, like, he's a strong believer of Christianity and everything in it. So he's completely against divorce and stuff in it. So he doesn't want to get divorced. But anyways, they get the divorce done. It comes to a point where, like, even after they got divorced, Kaka's found a new wife now, like a new missus, gonna get married to her. She's trying to gate crash the flipping wedding now.
The first missus.
Yeah, the first ex-wife. She's trying to gate crash Kaka's new wife wedding.
No way.
So like, she comes to the wedding and everything. She's trying to gate crash him, innit?
Wow.
So now, like, obviously, like, it just goes to show, innit? Like, because
how old is this news, bro? I'm imagining some 60-year-old man right now.
Kaka, bro, you don't know who Kaka is?
No.
Mid 50s, I would say.
Is he younger?
He's like the
40s.
Is
30s,
it recent
40s.
news? So like they recently got divorced or something like that?
So this news came out literally. I got this from 2 days ago.
Oh,
2 days
wow.
So it just goes to show, man.
Though, innit? You're right. It goes to show.
That
Doesn't mean you have to not be perfect to have a good marriage.
And all we talk about on this podcast is that as guys, we got to be too perfect, isn't it?
I think you have to try
it's
being
true.
the best you can. Like,
No, but
I
this
would
is
say
the
that's a problem on the missus. She's. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
but
been a
bro-
blessing in disguise for Kaka, because if you're done your best to do your best, and your missus is not happy with that, you married the wrong person. Like, it's the missus's fault. Like, do you actually think it's Kaka's fault in that situation?
So the question is to our viewers right now, man. Does this Kaka's ex-wife actually represent all the women?
Yeah, it's a good question, man. It's a good question.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's very, like, controversial because like I'm pretty sure a lot of women do get bored
I
of
think
men
so.
that are
I think
too
so.
good to them.
You know what? I can see that though.
I can see that as well.
that
I can see that as
because I think women like a little bit of drama.
They like a bit of bad boy,
They
innit?
like a little bit. They like a little bit of bad boy.
They like a little bad boy,
They need a reason. They need a reason to fight. They need a reason to argue. They need a reason to basically, blame their husband for something. If you're getting someone Mr. Perfect, then there's no reason.
There's no drama. There's no, like,
So then they have to create
excitement
drama
in their life.
Yeah. So then they have to create drama. So then they have to speculate. They have to come up with shit.
So as a man, you obviously got to find a balance in, because you can't be too perfect. Because, like, you're craving, you're trying so hard to be this Mr. Perfect, but at the end of the day, like, your missus, she doesn't want Mr. Perfect.
She don't want no Mr. Perfect. She's gonna see Mr. Unperfect down there and think, I want him.
She's seen the Ronaldo. She's seen the Ronaldo now. She's like, Ronaldo's a bad boy.
Yeah.
I don't want no Kaka.
Nah,
I
bro.
want Ronaldo, bro.
She wants, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true, bro. It's true. It's true. There's no such thing as perfect, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
Personally.
mad, bro. It's mad.
But yeah, bro. It's just it's weird though, isn't it? It's weird how men have their own traits. Like for example, they're wired in a certain way, right? Where they perceive love in a different view to how women perceive love. I would say so, and we can expand on that on another podcast, right? But at the same time, women are also wired very, very differently. Where basically, there's a lot of traits that they have that men don't have. Do you know what I mean? And like, for example, even something like this. For example, bro, if a man had a perfect wife, attraction, personality, loyalty, everything, like as in, bro, I think the man would just be over the moon about that, in my personal opinion. I mean, yeah, you get dogs out there. You do get dogs out there, right? So, but if your wife is like too perfect, bro, there's no reason. It should hopefully change that dog in you. Do you know what I mean? Like, agreed?
Agreed.
I don't think you do, bro. It's mad.
No, I'm joking. What's wrong with you, bro? All right, guys, let's wrap it up here, man.
Do you know what? It was a very good podcast because let's be honest, we did have different opinions, but now let's ask the viewers what they think, because
100%.
ultimately the truth is, look, there's no wrong and right, and everyone's marriage is different. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't, and it's not like we're not. And what we have to say as well at the end of the day is we're not advisors. Like we're just giving what we think and what's our opinion.
Yeah.
So none of us are right or wrong. It is what it is. It's one of those ones. We're just discussing a topic. Everyone has different opinions, and so just don't take our word for things, because most of the times we're probably wrong. But it's just.
No, I think, bro, to be honest, look, the main thing is all three of us, we share differences of opinions, especially in today's podcast, right? Which is really, really interesting. I think me and you, we had a few debates, and I think all three of us in all different ways against each other. So I think it just goes to show how although we're all like so close with each other, yet we share differences of opinions, and how our mindsets are all different. And so likewise, like, when we go through our comments on TikTok, for example, there's various different comments, and then some comments have more likes than others and all that, and there is a big massive variety of opinions there. So and there's no right or wrong.
And that's another thing as well, there's no perfect. So even
There's no Mr. Perfect.
There's
no Mr. Perfect.
There's no Mr. Perfect. Don't look at me, guys. No, but yeah, there is no Mr. Perfect. But it's true, as you were saying, Ansa, is that, we've seen as well, like really and truly, we've seen in so many marriages, you just have to be real. There's so many people who, don't want to see, the parents, the in-laws might have a toll on your relationship and your marriage. And sometimes you need that separation. And you need to be able to limit someone to come and visit, because you need your own space. And to be honest, like, first of all, I'm not married yet, so I don't know. So my opinion might change once I'm married. Again, I'm speaking from an unmarried point of view. From someone who's married, you could be well right in the sense of, sometimes parents, as much as you love them and you'll always be there for them, you need your kind of separation sometimes. And you're right, it's true.
I personally think, bro, there just isn't a set rule. I just personally think, bro, there cannot be a set rule for anyone, for any situation, for any couple. Each person needs to just sort of tailor the way themselves, whatever suits them. All right, and at the same time, they need to, each situation needs to be looked into on its own merits. Do you know what I mean? I've seen amazing examples. I've seen amazing relationships. I've seen father-in-laws and son-in-laws bond so well. I've seen same like mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws bond amazingly, better than how they would with their actual sort of real bloodline sons and daughters. So I think it's more about how one adjusts and how they grow their relationships with each other and under each circumstances. So it all depends on that, really, man.
Yeah.
100, man. Let's end it there. It's good
Yeah.
speech, good ending speech there, bro.
Very good.
Alright, guys, if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in this week. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Over and out.
Take care.
Peace.